All right, so I'm just going fishing real quick, but I was wanting to do this video basically all day. So I drive a 2015 Jeep Renegade, and I bought it, and by now the car has 55,000 miles on it. I made a video on changing a light bulb a little while ago, and now I hit an interesting obstacle, and I feel like it needs to be shared because it's quite interesting and the results I'm seeing are also insane. So let me just explain this story. Basically, I'm driving home on a Thursday evening, and my low oil pressure light goes on. Now the car's got 50,000 miles. I know it's a couple years old, but there's no oil drips, nothing. So the light comes on, but it's like I said, it was evening. There was nothing I could do, and I went home and stayed in that night anyhow. And from there, the next morning when I got up, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go check my oil. All right, so where was I? All right, so the next morning I decided to check just the oil level. So I went out and I checked the dipstick, and there is absolutely no oil on it, and it's as dry as it could be. And the owner's manual states that to get the perfect oil measure on the dipstick, you have to let the car get up to operating speed, operating temperature, and then let it sit for 5 minutes off, and then you can measure it. So I did both. You know, I went out there, I opened up the hood, I pulled up the dipstick, there's nothing, turned it on, let it run, it got up to temperature, shut it off, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then I went and checked the dipstick again, and literally there's nothing on it. So I called the dealer, and I mean, you know, long story short, they said tow it or put oil in it to drive it there. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna put oil in it because the problem is there's no oil in it. And they towed it, and then they were saying how it was 2 miles out of the range and it's gonna be $7 or whatever. So I said fine. When they showed up to tow it, the guy was like, well, they're not charging you. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. So they tow it in, and the mechanic calls me and basically says, okay, I just need your permission for a $145 diagnostic test. And I was kind of like, well, it's a physical problem. There's no oil in there and there's no leak. So why do you got to run a diagnostic test? He goes, well, no, it includes all of that. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, he's going to check the computer. I said, okay. And he said, if there's a problem, it's under warranty and you don't have to pay $145. And I was like, okay. So couple days go by, because that was like actually on a weekend, and they said I'd hear back from them Tuesday. So that was like Friday, because they towed it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday I didn't hear back. Tuesday I called them, and the service personnel was like, oh yeah, your car's ready. So it's like, you know, gee, thanks. So here's what's wrong with the car. This is what I'm trying to get at. This is what makes like no sense, okay? Basically, they said, and it's written on the receipt, the car, that engine, all right, once it hits 50,000 miles, is okayed to lose 1 quart of oil every 750 miles driven. And when I spoke on the phone with the mechanic, he goes, yeah, so roughly every 1,000 miles, you will lose 1 quart of oil. And he mentioned it, look, it's not scientifically perfect, but that's about how much you're going to be losing. So I'm like, okay, how do you remedy this? And he goes, there's no remedy for it. You're just going to lose oil. And I'm like, okay, that makes no sense. Your car's not supposed to lose oil. Now, there's no drips anywhere. There's no smoke coming out of the tail. I have no idea. So it's leaking into the cylinder head somewhere and burning a little bit. But the idea here is I'm losing oil when I shouldn't be, and there's no way to fix the problem. Now, the other thing with it is it's fully synthetic. I put in oil that the book recommends, okay? Fully synthetic. that's expensive stuff for, you know, your own oil. You know, it's the highest price one out there. And that lasts 7,500 miles. I lose a quart of oil every 750 miles. By the time I'm at 4,000 something miles, I should literally be all out of oil, period. All right, well, I guess, sorry, this is as good as my lighting will get. All right, so you know what, maybe I'll stand like this, because if you're sick of looking at my face, you can see a nice background. So anyhow, 750 miles, I lose a quart of oil, and there's nothing they do to remedy it. Why spend the extra money on synthetic? Can I put regular oil in the car? That's a question I still have to find out. So anyone who has a Jeep Renegade and it's the 2.4 liter engine, or if you have that same engine, Dodge, is it Dodge? I don't think, yeah, it would be the Dodge Dart, Chrysler, Jeep, of course. Look, it's going to be one of those things, and they're going to tell you you're going to lose oil. I'm not the only person who has this problem. It is on the internet. Mopar's website openly says it. I found it. I found where they actually state, yeah, look, you're going to lose that much. They also state where your car is going to consume oil if it's under 50,000 miles. I got in contact briefly with Fiat Chrysler of the United States. And I basically am in the process of just talking with them about it, what it's going to be, and they're going to document it. Mopar hasn't responded yet. Their website only gave me a mailing address and an email address, so that's kind of dumb. Can't even get on the phone with them. I'm sure if I looked harder I could, but I haven't done it yet. I don't know, like if you have the same problem, or if you know somebody with the same problem or whatever it is, it makes no sense. And the guy said there's no way to remedy the problem, which is, it's a joke. My car is consuming oil. They're not supposed to do that. Cars are not supposed to consume oil. It's supposed to sit in the engine and lubricate everything. It's not supposed to go anywhere. Now look, if the car was like 25 years old, I get it. I totally get it. Driving an old car. If there was a drip on the ground, a leak anywhere, I get it. You're leaking it. I'm doing none of the above. It's slowly burning and it adds up. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there. If you're looking for a Jeep Renegade or into it, or if you have one, just kind of, I guess, let you be aware. You know, it's got a bad engine. If your car is taking oil like that, it's got a bad engine. All right.